What's happening, people? I'm just going to do back testing. I'm just going to do 7 days at a time from now on, but this is how I back test. Let's get into it. So basically I'll do 7 days. I try and do 7 days a day. Last week I had the entire week off, but get through a week, do a weekly outlook for the week, journal all the trades, and then move on to the next week. That's kind of how I do my back testing. So haven't done a little bit. I've literally just started fresh from January of last year. I've done that much that I kind of don't remember any of the price action, but basically we've come up and completed the structure cycle by the looks of it. Obviously this supply off of this inducement made a new lower low. We've pushed up to the high and not broken up. This leg is an inducement demand that did push up and push into this, but so I'm not expecting this necessarily to hold because this leg is a lot stronger than this leg. As you can see, this versus this will win. So I'm more or less expecting a reaction to continue lower. Now, given that this point is so large, I am okay to try and sell through it, or at least sell through half of it. So we've got this break here, which is obviously the first, I guess, internal leg inducement into mitigation of this point. So all I'm looking for is basically to see how low this will go in this point. We've got a 10-minute point here, and even that's large. We can go even down to the 5-minute. You've even got a 5-minute point lower. I mean, you can just go lower and lower. So given timing, I'm going to try and sell into it by the looks of it. So this is my last demand to supply that push through that low, so very, very important demand here. And we have more or less retested into this. So we're coming into open now. Nothing to work with here. I need to see if the supply holds. This demand, I've just got nothing here. I can't buy. So we've got this internal take of liquidity and this 2 legs, so however you look at it, that's a really good inducement. If we can break low now, it'll be pretty good. Beautiful. So good break there, and it's pushed through. So this is the area of supply. So if we can create some internal liquidity or some manipulation, I'm happy to keep selling. Like I said, this point's massive, so if I do get into a sell, it'll necessarily be that I don't want to cover my ass. Pushing up. That's the area of supply, the bigger one. I imagine it's like a 5-minute point. There you go. It's a 5-minute point. So we'll kind of see. So we've got no liquidity at the moment into this. It's done more or less a 2-leg. Okay, cool. So now I want to see if this manipulation is enough. So I'm either looking for this to come up and then take this high to then continue lower, or I'm looking to see if this is a break and see kind of sellers in control, where that's more or less my break even area. Beautiful. We've had a little take of liquidity here, so if we can push down now. Okay, beautiful. I'm happy to set that. We'll go on 9.5. Demand and demand from demand. It did induce, it did a 2-leg into it, so yes, it's very compact, which sucks, but I've got a break-even protocol sitting here. I've showed that through this manipulation here in terms of taking this supply, that we are in this leg. Price can use this demand, obviously, to push back up into this area, but I think it's worth the risk. And like I said, I don't know how low this is going to go, so we're just going to run 1 to 3, and where does that kind of sit? Towards lower end of the point. That's valid, so we can place that as a limit. Cool, it's coming to that point now. Yep, it's tagged me in. Break even at the take of the low there. So only reason I'm break even is because we have got break more or less retest, but this is a bigger 2-leg into this. So this area of supply, like I said, is actually valid, and it showed sellers involvement from that. There's no liquidity here. It's already showed the liquidity here that's disrespecting, and we're not inducing low to go high, we're inducing high to go low. So happy to take that. We'll kind of see if I can hit the 1 to 3 to start this off. Like I said, it can come all the way back up, especially from this point. Cool. Given that this point does hold value, we haven't had a reaction from this yet, so I'm expecting this to give me a reaction. Okay, so cool, 1 to 3. Pretty clean there. to start the Monday off. What's the timing on this? Got ages. And there's that retracement I was talking about. 1300, 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. Alright, so what we've kind of done is we've then induced higher. So if this is a smart money trap, this should take this low. We have got a very small internal break to work with. So if we jump down to the 1 minute, like I said, we've induced into the mitigation of this point here. So I'm going to mark that out now, like that. I'm going to move that over here. Cool. Induced into the mitigation of this. We've then got an internal break here, and as you can see, this demand area is the last demand, but because we have induced high, I'm not expecting this to hold, so I'm more or less targeting the low of this area. Okay, and all I'm looking for is price. Like, it is valid to set this now. What does that give me? See, that's just way too large. 15 pip stop loss. It would be a 1 to 3 at the lows. Definitely valid, and I'm quite happy to hold that until here. Given I'm up, I'm happy to do this. Normally I'd wait for unwanted manipulation coming into this, but I'm quite happy with what this has done. Like I said, respecting demand, it has induced into it, so I'm going to set it, but I'm going to watch it slowly anyway. Cool. Would be in, where would I settle in it? So good manipulation here, break, pull down, retest. So the next limit I would be taking would be that one, targeting that low, like that. Induce low, so break even on this one now. I don't need to go break even on the next one because I'm protected by an inducement now. Cool, so that would have been a break even, which is fine. Given that's done that, that's actually really, really good manipulation. Cool, so like I said, would have been break even on that. Quite happy to hold this. Okay, cool, break even now. So news is taking this, I wouldn't normally be in this. So we've obviously, like I said, induced low, which has confirmed that as our smart money point here. Cool, break even. We'll kind of see what this does anyway. Give me 1 sec. Don't mind me just multitasking. Cool, so ended up playing out pretty much to a T. We induced, like I said, smart money trap, induced this most recent supply into the extreme, so really good structure cycle played out here, fucking perfect. And then obviously melt off of that point, so couldn't catch it, that's fine. Break even and 1 to 3 for the week to start, and now we're coming into that next point. So we have major induced this low, which is fucking enormous liquidity gone, absolutely crazy. So we'll just mark out the closest range here. We've then got break, retest here, but this is external, this is all internal. This is a valid point here, so all I'm looking for to see is that this major inducement does hold weight. So if I mark this out as major inducement, I just want to see that this is going to hold. So I need to know if this is a smart money trap or not. That's basically as simple as I can get with it. Thinking it's a smart money trap. Manipulation to the downside there. Don't want to trade that. Cool, there's my 2 leg to the downside. Like I said, I'm not trading from this high. This is a valid area to trade from, but it's against a major inducement and I've got no build up, so I'm not going to bother. We've then had that manipulation, which is clean. There's just no demand points. I'm just going to go straight off an inducement here. So all we're looking for is an inducement low. This may melt. It's going to do what it's going to do. Did take liquidity here. That did take internal liquidity as well. This is a 2 leg, so you may find it wants to use that area. Cool, there's my inducement here. That's my break. Nothing I can do with this yet. I don't know if I want to use that in inducement. I'm not going to bother. Cool, and we've taken that high. So played out to a T. We had, like I said, break, nothing for me internally there. That isn't a manipulation take for me either. It's a very small take. You would have had to have set, given you're still not protected, you would have had to have set basically that to the high. We'll see if the 1 to 3 plays out. What's the time on this now? Getting closer to 10 o'clock, so I'm not gonna look anymore. But yeah, played out perfectly. It wouldn't have hit your 1 to 3 yet. Still nothing. 12:45, 4 like that. Cool. You would have just missed your 1 to 3, so not worth it. That is fine. Okay, we've now had break, possible not break. We're not sure, but that's our 15-minute external nonetheless. Cool. We now got a medium inducement. Around timing. Can move that. Cool. Alright, so inducement low. We're looking to see if this is a smart money trap. We've had 1 leg, 2 leg, possible inducement. We're looking for a break of this high and we can go. If it doesn't, when we can't go, that's fine. Still inside this demand, nothing we can do yet. Cool, there is my minor inducement. Sorry, my phone's going off. Minor inducement. Two leg to the downside. Oops. Another inducement. Nothing yet. Internal break of structure. Nothing we can do there. Absolutely nothing. Where's my external break, which is more or less that. See if this gives us nothing yet. I don't really want to trade off that inducement. I haven't mitigated anything of relevance. Cool, we've got 1 leg, 2 leg. Maybe off that one there. Break. Nothing yet. Possible inducement low, so this could possibly be a demand. We've then, obviously, like I said, we've induced up, so we don't know if it's an inducement yet. Possible smart money trap. This is the problem, is we need to break through this. Like that. Able to set that, but I want to be in before it breaks that. So I need it to pull down now, and then we obviously target the weak high. So I'm going to play it. No, so no tag. You'd have to be more or less break even now, so nothing we can do with that. Obviously break. If it retests and push up again, I'm quite happy to actually have that set. Targeting the low here, and we'll see if it even comes down. Cool. Place order. I want to target a 1 to 3. I don't think it's necessarily come into anything of significance. Nope. Okay, so this is higher up. I would probably half risk this because it's like the 3rd entry. But reaction, looking for the reaction and push. There's the break there. Until we create new structure, we can obviously wait and we push through this. This is the weak area we're trying to push through. So until it does that, I'm happy to hold. Beautiful. Break even, and now we kind of let it run. So just in case you guys are wondering, following structure, we've got, it's retested the internal break, 1 leg, 2 leg, inducement up, so you could have had it set off of that. That's fine. It's then, I just wasn't too sure, given that just given where we are, I don't love that too much. It's a very, very condensed range. the movement on this is quite large. So then created a 2-leg, and then if this is a smart money trap, it'll blow through this, which it did. So I looked for the internal break where I tried to get in. It's also valid until it breaks the high. Nothing there. I'm looking for break, retest, and push. I've now got a new demand area, which is this demand here. So that entire demand is the area. I've set a limit off that, obviously targeting the high. This point here is the internal break, retest. So I'm looking for this point to be my break-even protocol. But I've obviously pushed up, waited for the retest, and then followed through. So we'll see if we get the follow through to the upside. It may not. Cool, break-even again, so that's fine. And then we can kind of go next session and see what it does. It looks like it's going to play out anyway. Nothing can really do about that, unfortunately. Cool, so it's going to play out, which is killer. So it's a shame. Nothing that can really be done. I'm not going to hold overnight with an open stop loss. Here's what it is. Beautiful. So we can kind of let that go. Cool. We've now broken again to the upside, which is really nice. The area of supply we're targeting is more or less this area here, if it wants to let me select it. So until we get there, nothing to really worry about. So coming into open, I'm looking to just buy through this area. It shouldn't hold, but we haven't taken anything to the downside. This is more or less There's a medium inducement. This is very heavily against momentum. It is the high outside of Asia range. We haven't reacted off anything of value. We'll see what it does. This can go either way. Give me one sec. If I can take this retest and do something, open to it, only because it's reacting out of the middle of an imbalance. That's retest, so this shouldn't hold. I'm quite happy to trade off the back of this medium inducement. It's just against the structure cycle. Wow, I don't even really see a 2-leg here. It looks like it's just going to go. I'm not going to be able to gain this now. I'll keep that there, but I don't think it's going to. No. So that was valid. I probably should have set it. Obviously, inducement into mitigation. 1, 2, set limit. You would be break even now. We'll kind of see what it does off of this. Wants to push back up. That is fine. You'd be break even anyway, so you would have copped a break even there. Induced somehow into this. I don't really see much to work with at the moment. I think it's now valid to set that, funnily enough, but I don't think it'll come back up. No, looks like you would have copped a break even. Maybe could have held through it. Given I don't love the inducement, I wouldn't have. You've now taken the retest, you'd definitely be break even. I'm actually expecting this to take the high, the internal high. Nope, didn't want to. So good luck staying in that. Yeah, no chance. This point was a smart money trap. Just it proved to be straight away too. Yeah, just heavily against momentum. It's just such a 50-50 one, that one. Looks like it's going to come back up anyway. Yeah, you would have copped the break even 110%. Cool, it's moving down. Alright, so what have we done? We've then obviously pushed down. This is a demand to supply here. You've taken an internal point, so this is a really, really good, because it's broken through a decisional. That's a medium inducement to me. Beautiful. 15-minute. It's valid to buy and sell through this. This is be interesting, this one. You still wouldn't have hit your 1 to 3 on that. We'll have a look. So you've got inducement into a break. We've then reached supply. So I need to see this is a smart money trap. If it pulls down one more time, I'll be happy. It needs to break that low. Sweet. Alright, so inducement demand inside an inducement demand. If we can break aggressively to the upside. It's not breaking. It's an aggressive break. I don't like that enough. Yeah, you would be in it now. Your entry would have been off the break. See if it would have been a break even. Now, that's the entry. Broke, retest, broke, retest. I mean, you can enter. You just can't, man. You want to be in the first entry. Yeah, so it should have been aggressive. See if it ends up as a break even. I'll let you fucking go, eh? That was the entry, which it runs your 1 to 4. So tough one, that one. Probably should have risked it for the biscuit and taken that. It's proven that it's a smart money trap. That's an early entry. The second entry is also valid, so that entry is also valid. You just cop a break even. But that's a very, very early entry. You've got 1, 2, very, very small internal break. Yeah, that's a difficult one. Didn't take the risk, probably should have, but that's fine. So Friday now. Cool. Did it actually hit that point? It still hasn't hit it. There we go. One more. One more. Beautiful. Sorry, I've got music playing in the background. I need something playing, or I'm going to go insane. Cool. Alright, so like I said, we've come into this area of supply now. That was our break. That was the first point here. Nothing to work with bearish wise. Even bullish, that didn't take liquidity. That didn't take liquidity. That has induced a supply to demand. So this is technically a medium inducement. We'll see what it kind of We'll see what it kind of does off of this anyway. Could be a minor inducement. We'll see. No, it looks like it's just going to keep selling. I just need proof of it. It's a smart money. No. Internal break. I need 2 leg to push down. No. Second break. Don't like it enough to have that set. Did induce that low and come into the extreme. But 2 leg, take a liquidity, push. No proof that this isn't a smart money trap. Or is or isn't, sorry. Nothing yet. Possibly into inducement demand, possibly. I don't mind that. I'm going to take this. This is an aggressive shit entry, but I'll walk through the confirmations if it goes. If it's not, it's cooked anyway. Want to follow through? No follow through. That's fine. Alright, so basically confirmations, you've obviously got medium inducement into the mitigation of this area. I've then got 1 break, 2 break. Not sure if this is a smart money trap. It gave me a 2 leg into this point. Given that this gave me a 2 leg and this did give me 2 breaks, this holds a bit more weight. So I'm using this as my inducement, given that we did actually also induce internally here. So this is my retest as such. Gave me a 2 leg and then gave me a form of manipulation with a push. So this is my last demand area. I just covered the low just in case it wanted to come to this point first, like it did, and induce, and then it's kind of pushed up, but no follow through. So another break even, that is fine. Messed about anyway. Wanted to sell from there. Like I said, we've got break. This area is what broke. So you've got mitigation, push, 2 leg to the downside, giving you your internal break, structure cycle, liquidity cycle playing out. You've then got internal break, like you've got it playing out the other way, and that's why my break even is. So you can take entries like this and take more entries. You just gotta make sure you go break even. That's kind of all you've got to do. I think I've gone too far ahead. No entry there. Yeah. Kind of see it's mitigated at this point. Alright, so it's mitigated to this point, and use has done what I wanted to do. Still in this area. I'm still happy to look, even though news has kind of ruined my plan. Don't really want to take it as valid. It's just I'm glad I held out. See what this does now. I'm pretty sure this is valid. Beautiful. Hasn't pushed to this point yet. Beautiful. Alright, so sorry I went silent. The read on this, push up off this point, minor inducement, 2 leg into the push of this point. You've got 1 leg mitigation, 2 leg mitigation, 3 leg mitigation. You've then got an internal 2 leg with some type of manipulation and a quick push. Possible smart money trap. Possible smart money trap. This is also break and retest. 1 leg, 2 leg manipulation into the mitigation of this point. 2 leg push. First I've got first inducement, second inducement, third inducement, confirmation, smart money trap, trend line build up, momentum, inducement just in case. So I'm covered by an inducement because this is a supplier to demand. Once it breaks through this high, I've then taken opposing, but given that the opposing is an external liquidity, I don't need to go break even yet. That's my break even, and then kind of go from there. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm doing this on the fly, so bear with me. Hopefully not another break even. It's taken all that liquidity now. It's come into supply, can melt, which it looks like it's going to. Maybe it's in the supply. I'll just play it and see what it does. Beautiful. 1 to 3. Alright, so that's this week done. 6% up. How many trades did I take? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I take that? 6 trade is pretty regular. 1-1 pair, it's a lot. Obviously, back testing, I'm going to take more. Yeah, so 6 trades, 6%, 2 wins, 4 break evens, no losses. In terms of 15-minute reading of what's going on, area down here, 1 to 3, good area to be off of the mitigation of the last point, going down to here. This area, very, very compact, haven't induced anything, haven't built up enough. Not a good trade, so probably wouldn't take that normally, especially given how so narrow everything is and how close I am to this major inducement. This is at a premium, this is not. Good area, wrong time. Obviously push. This is not a good area against a major inducement, so no trade. Push up, medium inducement, shitty timing, not interested. We've then got the manipulation here, great area, targeting the most recent high. Obviously this one was a break even. This could normally be a win. This is actually really clean. Just couldn't get in early enough. If I read, we'll see if I could have got in early enough. There's just no way in, unfortunately. Actually no, this is the one that I should have taken. This is the aggressive one. So there is an entry early that does end up running your 1 to 3. So this one should have been a win. I didn't take this. Okay, so this one should have been a win. So if I was doing this, we've got valid area, nice entry. Valid area, valid entry. I'm just going to say that because I probably would take that in the live market anyway. This is kind of the killer for the week. Valid entry, valid area, valid entry, didn't take with question marks. This entry here, that was the break even, wasn't it? No, that was the break even. Hold on, swap. That was the one, that was the break even, and this one was break even. Valid area, valid trade, break even. Then we've obviously got this one here. This one's just very, very close to recent shit. Valid area, valid trade, break even, and then you've got this one here, valid area, valid trade, TP. Alright, so looking at that, if we look on the 15-minute, this is what I'll kind of journal, and I'll journal every trade individually. Well, we've got valid area, valid trade, valid area, valid trade. These are the two hard ones, but we've got medium major inducement, trade away from it, not towards it, no entry. Push up, no entry. We've then got a medium inducement because this is a supply to demand that broke through the high. So medium inducement, trading away from the medium inducement into the weak high. Very, very valid area, very, very valid trade. Push up here, no entry. This would have been the break even, but I didn't end up taking it. But this would have been a valid break even to take. Medium inducement with external momentum. Targeting the Asian low, so you've got daily cycle, 15-minute high outside of Asia, so that is key. Once I journal that one, very, very key. What I'll actually do, this was a great week. Valid area, valid trade, didn't take, break even. So that itself is an entry model. So you've got medium inducement outside of Asia, so that's fine being against the current structure cycle because of those criteria. This one, very, very straightforward with current momentum, 15-minute inducement, medium inducement. This one's clean as shit. Last point, medium inducement as it's a supply to demand that it's taken. Clean as shit, very, very just good order flow, targets. Everything's got to build up, every one of these trades. This one, medium inducement. somewhat of a medium inducement, even if you treat that as an internal break. Either way, timing, trading into a possible weak point. I guess the only reason this didn't hold is because this isn't a medium inducement. So this actually held the same as this bit of liquidity. So that's something to note. And then obviously you've got a really, really clean mitigation here of a 5-minute point with momentum, with external momentum, trend line build up, targets, New York reversal, daily cycle, etc., etc. You could even do something like target the high, but being the end of the week, that's fine. So realistically, 3% break even, valid as shit, break even, valid as shit, break even, valid as shit. This should have been a 1 to 4 targeting that high, or even just a 1 to 3.4 targeting that. So that's 3, 6, 9, so all valid trades, and this one's a valid break even, given you be up 9%. So good week, but could have done a lot better. So any questions, let me know.